Hello and happy Friday, everyone. So just wanted to walk through the weekend update. We're about 20 minutes before the market close here. And our Google wheel strategy is doing what it's supposed to be doing, just kind of sitting there decaying. In the sell-off this week, we're coming a little closer to the possibility of assignment, but we'd have to sell off a ways more before that became a thing. As far as our open positions, this one I haven't adjusted yet by design. It's still got decent positive theta. I do have the dashed line here represents a potential adjustment that I would consider, but I don't think we need to go there yet. So I'm going to leave this alone for the time being. And you'll see why in a minute when we take a look at the market. This one we did adjust. We took off the long call as I remember on this one. And this one's now positive theta and just delta neutral for the most part. It's 2.8 positive delta. This one's 2.7 negative delta. So after the adjustment on this one, where I added on a condor, essentially converting this into a condor type trade, I'm okay leaving this one where it is right now also. And then of course we have Apple, which is waiting to decay. And in this hard sell-off, Apple hasn't done too bad. So, I'm happy with this one as well. And I do think that we're kind of at a what I'll call maybe a tentative holding area in the market, which we'll look at in just a second. And because of that, I don't feel any real need to do anything additional with Apple. What I'm thinking might happen in the next week is we might get a little bit of a rally. At that point, we can either just leave this set to decay, or I could add a call spread on the other side, bringing some additional juice into this trade. So let me just pause a second here. We'll switch over, take a look at our markets, and see what they tell us. All right, so looking at the SPX here, I was expecting a bit of a sell-off. I was thinking that we might stall at this line, but we broke this line earlier in the week. We rallied up to what I had predicted the general rally area would be here. We sold back off right through that line. Because we'd been through that line once, that line's largely meaningless. A second time, all the orders in there had already been wiped out. So the next line of support is right around in this area. I'll call it 4,300 to 4,330. We did come down to about 4,310. We bounced off that, but we're probably going to close down in this general area, which I do consider to be a little bit of support based on, in this case, prior resistance. We broke through, pulled back to it, pulled back to it, pulled back to it, finally dropped down through, and then we rallied up to it here. So all we're looking for when we look at support and resistance is we're looking kind of at a confluence, an area where there's been battles of bullishness and bearishness in previous times on the chart. And so that's kind of what we see. So that general area of the 4,320 to 4,300 is one of those battle areas. So as a result of that, my thinking is that we may stabilize in this area and then possibly rally back off that area up into this 4,500 range, or just chop sideways here for a little bit. So for those reasons, I'm willing to hold on to some of those positions that have a little more positive delta in them right now. Now, if we do break down through this with some force, the next, what I consider to be somewhat resistance area, is going to be down here around 4,200. So if we do break through this 4,300, we probably have a 100-point drop on our hands. So something to just keep in mind, and that's why I'm keeping this a little light. I'm staying a little light in my positions right now with the intent of being able to add on something more if volatility increases. The nice thing about butterfly trading is that when we get these sell-offs, when volatility increases, we can get into these trades in a much better reward to risk ratio. So that's what I want to look at for potential new trades we might add on. So that's going to be it for this week. And if anyone has any questions, as always, please drop them in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, give me any thoughts, etc. I greatly appreciate it. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend.